Mienko.
James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end McDonald down the line left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben all the way back to the 2 to the 1. And the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-0. James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end McDonald down the line left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben all the way back to the 2 to the 1. And the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-0. James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end, McDonald down the line, left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben, all the way back to the 2, to the 1, and the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-0.
All right, looks like we are live. Yep, we are good to go. All right, yep. So, welcome to Load the Box Browns. I'm Chris Paxitas. That is Eric Mienko. I'm pissed off, guys. I'm absolutely angry. I'm furious. A lot of words that I could say right now that wouldn't be very good. So, yeah, it's how did we get here? How did this happen? But before we get into what in the hell happened on Sunday, Miko, I want to know how your week was.
My week was chaotic.
Chaotic.
Very, very chaotic. So
Okay.
I've been going to physical therapy for my knee. That when I injured it way back in May. Finally got in physical therapy, been doing that. And then yesterday, had to rush Ange to the emergency room because she was having crazy bad pain in her stomach. Didn't figure out what was wrong with her. It was my mother-in-law's birthday. So she was planning to make burgers.
Yeah.
And then when this big thing planned out, and then boom, go to the hospital. They say nothing. Basically, we can't figure out what's wrong with you. They send us back home, take care of the birthday party. I get off work today, eat, and then immediately go to physical therapy, come back, and here we are. And we'll talk about it in a minute. How was your week, Pax?
Well, other than Sunday, it was all right. I told my wife I was not going to let the game ruin my day. That was a promise I did not keep.
Yeah, no.
I was calm as I could have been. Wasn't happy. I was pissed off. Work has been very stressful this week. Very busy at work. Working like 12-hour shifts this week. But it is what it is. Saturday I'm officiating and DJing a wedding. So
DJing, okay, that's a new one to add.
Dude, I had a spare PA system. The guy didn't have anybody. I was like, I mean, yeah, I can do it.
Right.
At least a reception. So yeah, I'm just might as well, right?
Right.
Help out an old friend. So might as well. So yeah, that's my week. All right.
Before we get into it, I have one question to ask you.
Yep.
Are we Trent Richardson calling the Browns angry?
Man, we were close. we were close in doing that. Number one, let me say this. I don't blame Nick Chubb for scoring that touchdown. I do not blame Nick Chubb at all. I was with him because he literally said, I thought the game was over. I was with him. In hindsight, yes, don't score that touchdown, take a knee, run the clock out. He's done that before. He has done that before, and we've won a game like that with Nick Chubb. Again, I don't blame him at all. So none of this. Yeah, go ahead.
Situational awareness.
No, you're right. You were absolutely right.
I'm with you. I don't blame Nick Chubb. But I do blame Kevin Stefanski. He needs to go to those guys before that drive and say, listen, if you get a first down, stay in bounds.
Yep.
That is your job.
Yep. No, you're exactly right.
Is it Chubb's fault for making a crazy good play and then going into the end zone? I mean, he made a hell of a play. Most running backs in the league can't make that play.
Yeah.
But he should have went down. Now, you look at the play before that. The Kareem Hunt run that went for the first down. He should have stayed in bounds too.
Yes, I was even screaming that.
But again, he has to. I was actually watching film breakdown of this play earlier today. When he bounces it outside, he's supposed to cut back in, but Harrison Bryant didn't get there in time. So when he cuts back around, he's supposed to cut in between. I think that was Wyatt Teller that was out that pulled. So he's supposed to cut in between Teller and Bryant. He wasn't able to. He bounced around to the outside. You could see on the play, once he gets the first down, he struggles to try and stay in bounds. You got a D lineman hitting you, man. There's no way he's staying in bounds.
Yep.
At that time, that's when Stefanski should have said, listen, one more first down, we can take 3 knees, kick a field goal. Yep. They have no more timeouts at this point.
Yep.
It's easy.
Yep. You're right. You're exactly right. But it's one of those, the fact of the matter is though, after the Browns scored and the Jets got the ball back, we as fans know what's coming. We know that they are going to be throwing the ball. You knew that, right? I knew that. Joe Woods should have fucking known that. Kevin Stefanski should have known that. What I want to know is how are we getting a
Go ahead.
No. What I want to know is how are we having a miscommunication again the second week in a row, and we allow a giant touchdown pass like that again, second week in a row. I don't know if it's on Grant Delpit. I don't know if it's on Newsom. I don't know if it was on Denzel Ward. It wasn't on John Johnson. I don't know. But you've got to get this figured out. This is why we have training camp. And not only that, it happened last week. They gave up a 74-yard touchdown pass to DJ Moore. And you're thinking, oh shit, your butthole tightens a little bit. Let's not allow that shit again. So what do they do in the fourth quarter again? And after they scored that, you're like, shit. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, again, was watching a film breakdown of this earlier too, of that big play. So the play before that play, there was that small throw to the flat.
Yep.
If you watch the play, the defense looks as if they're playing cover 6 both times. He says, the guy that was breaking down, his name's Quincy. He's great. He's on YouTube. He was breaking it down, and he goes, okay, look at it. Denzel was on the right side the first play.
Yeah.
The guy on the right side is carrying that receiver. And then the safety on the right side is supposed to stay put, play his quarter. The other safety is supposed to play on the left side, supposed to play cover 2. They flipped it, and the ball went to the other hash, And that's where a lot of people are thinking that breakdown came into play. And a lot of people are blaming Delpit, and I think rightfully so, because if you look at the defense, when they flipped, Denzel should have carried his man, but Emerson carried his man. So it was miscommunication of which side they were supposed to play that cover 2 on. And because of that, that's because Delpit didn't take the over the top like he would have in the cover 4. He stayed put for the underneath. So whatever that miscommunication was, who was it on? Was it on Denzel to carry his man? Was it on Delpit to make sure he should have carried the deep the over the top? My point is this, and I saw. I hate to give him credit, but I was watching the breakdown with Grossi, Jim Donovan, and Gerard Cherry, and Grossi said it best. He said, "Listen, less than 2 minutes, they have 0 timeouts. Have you guys ever heard of Greg Williams? Why is your safety not playing 30 yards deep?
Exactly.
That's his job.
Exactly.
Put 2 safeties 30 yards deep. That way, they see it coming. They see it coming over the top. They see the bomb. They're not going to throw that. Why are you not doing that?"
Yep.
And like you said, how is the miscommunication happening throughout all of training camp?
Yep.
Throughout both weeks of the season. That's just 2 times this kind of crap has happened. And the bad thing is it's not all on one person.
No.
It's been different people each time. The first game, during the Carolina game, they already admitted that it was Greg Newsome's fault. They all came out and said that.
Yep.
This game, no one wants to take the blame. But if you look at the secondary, their PFF grades are absolute horseshit. They played like trash.
Yep.
The first half, again, it's a tale of 2 halves with this defense. The first half, they shut them down. Less than 100 yards. Second half, it's like they forget how to play defense. They go, what am I here for again?
That's been the story, though, with this Joe Woods defense since he was hired here, since Kevin Stefanski brought him on. So let's move on. They score the touchdown. They get the 66-yard touchdown. Corey Davis scores. We know what's coming. We know an onside kick is coming, right? You knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. Mike Prefer knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something. If you are a special teams coordinator in the NFL, do you practice onside kicks?
Of course.
Exactly. You practice you kicking the onside kick, and you practice recovering an onside kick.
Right.
Now, were the Jets sneaky a little bit on their onside kick? Yes. Everybody expected that ball to go to the right side, and it went to the left. What in the hell did Amari Cooper do? He fell. He had a chance to get that ball, and he fell. And you know what? Amari Cooper had a great game that game. He had a great game. It was nice to see him. And then it was all for nothing. With that, I'm not going to put that onside all on Amari Cooper. But you see the ball. Get the ball. It's not, dive on it. Do something. And he pretty much
tried to knock it out of bounds.
And
that's what he tried to do, but he got blocked. That dude fell right into him.
It's just...
A lot of people do that, though. A lot of people do that. They take the ball, they hit it out of bounds, because it's still their ball. Mm-hmm. Unless the kicking team recovers it, it's their ball. So he was trying, because he knew he couldn't recover it, to hit it out of bounds, but the Jets player hit him at the same time. So it never got out of bounds. So again, should he be blamed? Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
But here's the other piece of that. You had 2 guys playing deep on the onside kick. Why did you not have another guy up? Yeah,
I didn't know that.
One was playing
Are
like
you
15
serious?
or 20 yards.
I'm even more mad.
Hang on, one was playing like 15 or 20 yards back from that, and then another guy was all the way back, is what they were talking about on the broadcast.
Jesus Christ.
So again, now, was it really on Prefer? I don't know. Should another guy have been up? Yeah. But it's, I don't know, man. This whole thing is just a complete breakdown of this team week after week.
Yep. Masterpiece is in chat and he said, been waiting all week to ask this. There were 2 plays that went under the radar due to the last minute or so that cost the game. Which play changed the game more? Nick Chubb's first down that got called back up 7, or Njoku's third down drop?
That's man.
That's hard to answer.
I mean, I don't. The Njoku third down drop was a pure momentum play. It felt to me like after that drop, the air was set from the sails.
Yeah.
It felt like it was, and this maybe just me as being a guy who's always critical of Chief, because it was the same typical play for him, right?
Yeah.
He makes an incredible play. What, three plays that game? Where the guys are all over him, hanging on him.
Yep.
And then you have an easy slant over the middle. It hits you in the hands, and you drop it. That's a pitch and catch, man.
Yeah.
That's a can of corn.
Yeah.
We're talking Saragusa from Longest Yard. Can of corn. Anybody got a can of corn?
Saragusa? Why'd you call him Saragusa?
And that it wasn't Tony Saragusa. I thought it was his brother.
That was just an old Italian man.
I could have sworn he was related somehow.
I mean, they might be related, but his last name's not Saragusa. God, what's his name? That fat Italian. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna agree with you. Yeah.
Joey Diaz. I'm so
there
stupid.
We go. Joey Diaz.
I'm so stupid. I thought he was
an idiot.
Rest in peace. Anyway,
Joey Diaz isn't dead.
No, Saragusa.
Oh, I know.
That's
Goose
what I said.
Goose. Okay, I thought you were talking about Joey Diaz. I'm like, no, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Yeah, when that third down drop happened, you're just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
you want to know, honest to God, this was the turning point of this game for me, and obviously it wasn't anything on the field. I'm gonna tell you a little story. We're sitting at my dad's house as we always do, and my dad is obviously older and can't figure out how to take a landscape photo on his phone. I see him struggling. I see him turning it.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just that's funny.
You trust me. I'll get you there. Clicking the button. God damn it! What the hell's going on with this thing? He's clicking it again because me and my wife and my kids were sitting there on the couch, and he's trying to take a picture of all of us in our Browns gear. He's clicking the button. Ah, damn it! And all of a sudden, Chubb scores that touchdown. We missed the extra point. Takes his phone and goes, "Hey Eric, since the game is over," he said, "Can you figure this out for me?" And it was in unison. My brother Paul, my wife, and myself all went, "What did you just do?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "What did you just do?"
Yep.
And my mouth dropped, and I looked at his phone. This dickhead had his phone in video mode. He was taking pictures in video mode and not understanding why it wouldn't go into landscape. I was so mad at him. Because literally the next play, bomb to Corey Davis.
Yep.
And I looked at him, I said, "You're not living this one down." And he goes, "They're all right." I said, "You're not living this one down."
Yeah.
I said, "What is the one thing you don't do?" Especially with a guy who is in your house and your son that you know is beyond superstitious. Pax,
So
I had
am I.
the same thing for breakfast every year or every week for the year of the playoffs. Every single week, I had country fried steak and eggs from Bob Evans.
Amen.
For 16 weeks.
It's really good too.
Don't mind it, but I have not eaten it since. But point being is, you just don't do that.
Yep.
So
no, you're
as
right.
far as which play changed the game, that play. Or when you look at Twitter and you see people like Bo Bishop and Barstool Sports, and there's like 4 or 5 others. I tweeted out from our account that said, looks like the Browns are going to be 2-0. And I'm like, oh no.
Yep.
And then I was like, this is why. You don't count your eggs before they hatch.
Yep.
Chickens before they hatch, right? Isn't that the phrase?
Something like that. So moving on. Jets recovered the onside kick.
Yep.
Like, oh, shit. Get back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco picks us apart.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely picks us apart. Defense.
If you watch the deep, so again, film breakdown part of it, they played Tampa 2 3 plays in a row because he didn't trust his safeties to get over the top.
Yep.
That's bad.
Yeah, it
if
is.
You can't trust your defense to play your cover 3, which you normally play. What are you doing?
Yep. And they Jets marched right down the field. You know what they do?
Chunk plays.
Score a touchdown. They scored a touchdown, and they kicked an extra point, and they went up by 1. So we get the ball back. Not a lot of time left either, but we got 1 timeout. And we start to drive a little bit. First play was a great play. And then Brissett threw that interception, and there was the game. I don't blame Brissett because that's when a lot of interceptions happen, when you were just trying to make a play. I mean, I don't blame Jacoby Brissett one bit for throwing that pick. That's when a lot of interceptions happen in a game like that. But God, that was one of the worst losses I have ever seen. And the thing is, we were not the only team to give up a lead like that. You look at what Baltimore did against Miami. It was almost the same situation. Now, I didn't watch all of it, obviously.
I watched the 4th quarter.
But, I mean, they gave it up.
What Vegas did to Arizona? Or
Yep.
Arizona did to Vegas, whatever way you look at that.
Exactly. But we're the ones who are getting talked about the most because we have the most scrutiny.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I've been searching for YouTube videos to see what people thought about it. I haven't heard, people are like ignoring the fact that it happened.
I saw one of my favorite sports YouTubers immediately released a video about it, and I won't watch it because I get so angry. I didn't even listen to the press conference. I was so mad.
No,
I couldn't
if
even
it's
listen
related
to
the
it.
Browns, of course it's talked about.
No. This guy covers all sports, and he only made a video about the Browns.
Interesting.
The guy's a Giants fan too. But I digress.
None of the big people. I mean, Skip and Shannon haven't even talked about it. If they have,
Yeah.
It's not been on any of their YouTube videos.
Gotcha.
They were talking about it on the whatever First Take with Stephen A. and Ryan Clark and Irv, and the Irv and Ryan Clark both said the Ravens collapse was worse than the Browns. Now, obviously, Stephen A.'s biased; he's a Steelers fan, but
Yeah.
Other than that, I've not really heard a whole lot of national media people talk about it a whole lot, and I've been surprised.
Gotcha.
I mean, they should have gotten roasted.
Yeah.
This whole team should have gotten absolutely demolished by the national media.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is a couple years ago, when we beat Pittsburgh, and Juju said it's the same old Browns.
Yep. Browns is the Browns.
Browns is the Browns, and we set out to say, oh, not anymore.
Yep.
That's a Browns move, man. It's only happened one other time since really in our lifetime.
Yep.
2001. Guess who was the culprit? Us.
Yep.
Against the Bears.
Yep.
The Browns is the Browns, man. I hate saying it. I love this team with all I got in me. But that shit only happens to us. 2 minutes, no timeouts, under, minute and a half.
Yep.
There's no reason that shit should have happened. You can't let that happen.
Nope.
And yet this team, that was a must-win game, man. It would have gone up a full game in the division.
Yeah.
You would have gone up, and then after tomorrow night, we could have been up almost 3 games on Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
You're up already. You would have been up already 2 games on Cincinnati.
Yep.
Then all you have to worry about is Baltimore.
Yep.
These games are so critical to us remaining in the playoff race.
Yep.
And this team let us down.
Yep. And then
That's wild, man.
And then Obviously, our Browns fans, we're booing. We're pissed.
Should have.
Yeah. And Myles Garrett gets mad that the fans are booing. Like, I'm sorry, Myles, and I love you to death. I really do. But don't ever, do not get mad at that. You want to get mad? Get mad because your defense blew it.
Yep.
Get mad at that. And Myles, where were you in the fourth quarter? You disappeared like you seem to always do. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Myles Garrett disappears in the fourth quarter of most games.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought a video to my attention and that we're going to play today. It is Jim Donovan talking about that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. It's on my Instagram, so I got to bring it over, but I don't think I'll let you know when it's done. But I want you guys to see this and we'll react to it.
Garrett or any of the other players that felt that they were really harpooned by the fans because of the booing yesterday, all right? You're looking for a one-sided relationship always, okay? You ask them to come to the game, and they come to the game. You ask them to fill that stadium, they fill the stadium, even through bad years. You ask them to be loud, and I can tell you, and I think Gerard can back me up, Tony's, hermetically sealed in the press box. I couldn't hear myself think in there yesterday. It was loud. You ask them to buy their jerseys, and they do. You ask them to be active on social media to get everybody revved up to the game, and they break social media getting ready for a big game. You ask them to come to the stadium early. Saturday night, I'm driving down to do the Legends Dinner for Joe Thomas down at the stadium, and there were cars lined up at 5 o'clock on Saturday to get into the Muni lot for Sunday morning. When you ask them to do all of that, they get to do whatever they want, okay? It's a one-sided relationship when all you want are cheers. You know what? If you were a Broadway show, after that performance yesterday, it would have been canceled today. I'm Jim Donovan, and I support that ad. To Myles Garrett or any.
So there we go. I think Jim Donovan summed it up perfect. I almost have no words, man. Yeah. I'm done talking about this game. I'm done talking about it because you know what? In the end, what happened. Mm-hmm. Our team gave up this game, but we have a game tomorrow night. The lights are on. It is in prime time.
Now, one thing I want to say.
Yeah.
I've never been so sad and so upset for a parade. Jordan, one of my best friends, has season tickets. His daughter and his wife cannot go tomorrow. He asked me if I wanted to go up with him. I had it set up to where I could take a day of PTO if it worked out. Friday is the homecoming game for Northwest, which is where Noah goes to school at. Noah and Angie are going to be in the parade for the game, for PTA. The parade is not on Friday. The parade is tomorrow night. So I cannot go to Cleveland to watch the game in person.
Wow.
Because she thought it was Friday. And that's what I assumed it would have been.
Most homecoming parades are on the day of the game.
Exactly. Day of the game. Right before the game, you take the parade into the start of the game. You play the game. You have the whole bonfire thing afterwards. You're good to go. No, they're doing the parade and the bonfire tomorrow. Leave the freaking Northwest to do this crap. I'm not happy with it, as you can tell.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. I'm gonna text Jordan.
Not upset.
I'm gonna text Jordan right now.
Well, he asked about you, and I was like, I don't know. But he said he's gonna try and sell the tickets so he didn't have just one.
I don't
He said he's
blame
gonna try
him.
and sell them as a pair, which
I don't.
I'd be
I
smart
don't
of him
blame
if
him.
he's even
I
gonna go.
don't blame him for that at all.
But yeah, I was so upset because she thought and I thought it was Friday.
Yeah.
So when he called me on Sunday, I was like, let me make sure. Because
Yeah.
obviously I can't miss that. And then I'm thinking in my head, okay, how can I still try and make this work? I'm thinking of scenarios I could try and come up with. And I'm like, maybe it'll rain here, but not rain there. And they'll cancel the parade.
You could
And then I
always
was like,
have your
there's no way.
brother just video it for you.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
You're the
I can't.
You know what? You're a good dad and you're a good husband. You might be a
Can't
better
mess that
dad
up.
and husband than me.
Yeah, I struggled with it for a very long time.
I don't blame you. I would probably make the same I can't say I would definitely make the same decision, but I probably would make the same decision as you.
If he didn't have season tickets, so having more chances to go, and if this was Deshaun Watson's first game, I can't guarantee I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But with the game being what it is, it made it easy decision.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into the game.
I will say that the defense had a defense only meeting, and they talked about some shit. So at least they're finally communicating. So that's something. Greg Newsome kind of talked about it before the full defensive meeting. We had a players meeting, just talked about things, and I think the best part of it about it all, honestly, is people are mad about stuff like that. So there you go.
As they should be.
Yep. There are some teams who are used to that. We're not used to that, and we see all the talent we have in the room. So things like that, it should hurt us, and we should be mad about it. That's something. This is one thing that we do know about. There are two things that are, oh, my camera's being all dumb. There we go. Couple things. We know Jadeveon Clowney is out.
Oh.
We know Chase Winovich is out. He reactivated his hamstring, so that's something. Clowney's going to miss some time due to his ankle. Hopefully not too much time. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
I think he'll be back next week.
Yeah.
I think the quick turnaround is probably too much, and then giving him this extra rest would be good for his ankle.
Yep. But in some good news, we do have a sighting of one Jack Conklin. He will be playing.
Yep.
Myles Garrett will be playing. I know he's got a hurt neck. Joel Bitonio will be playing. I think what is bicep or tricep. What was it? Yeah, go ahead.
They have no injury designation today on Myles or Joel.
Okay, well there you go.
So it could have just been he was having some soreness in his neck, and they sat him out for being precautionary. Same thing with Joel, and then he's back. And and I will say this about Jack coming back. I mean, I'm happy he's back. He's an All-Pro, but at the same time, James Hudson's played great, man.
Oh, he has played
He's
great.
played fantastic.
He has played great. He has. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, Jack Conklin can play even better.
Oh yeah.
As far as Pittsburgh, they're not really dealing with a whole lot of injuries. We know JJ Watt. TJ Watt is out. We knew that. Devin Bush is dealing with a foot injury. Go ahead.
Quick stat about TJ Watt.
Yeah.
I heard this today on Browns Daily. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have played 5 games without TJ Watt.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what their record is without TJ Watt?
No.
0-5.
Okay.
The first game with TJ Watt, I think they said they had 6 sacks, 9 hurries, and 2 interceptions. We knew that. 4 interceptions. Without TJ Watt, they generated a total of 4 pressures.
Wow.
4. Now let's be honest though. They still have Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Who is playing great this year.
Yep.
As he always does.
Yep.
But without TJ Watt, that's a huge blow.
It is. It is. So hopefully we can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right now, also the Browns have signed a couple of guys to the active roster. Isaac Rochelle is back, and Jordan Kunazgic. I cannot say this man. Kunzik.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's a linebacker. We know Isaac Rochelle's a defensive end. He was kind of a fan favorite in training camp. So, and he was on the practice squad. So it's good to see him kind of back on the active roster. Maybe he can stay there. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I mean, he's probably going to get rotated in quite a bit in the game. So we'll take that. The Browns are actually in this game. Let me see where I saw it at. The Browns are 4.5 point favorites in this game against the Steelers. Doesn't happen very often that we're favored over the Steelers. So that's something. The over under is set at 38. So they don't expect a whole hell of a lot of offense. Yeah. I don't blame them.
You know why that is?
Why?
The Steelers are 31st in points scored.
Are they really? Good God, I didn't even know that. Wow.
They are not a high scoring offense.
No. So with all that being said, I want to go ahead and get into kind of keys to win the game here.
Before we do this, I want to make a quick statement.
Yeah, please go right ahead.
You and I cannot use communication as our key to the game. That's the easy one.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone knows.
Right. You're right.
That's the most obvious. You
right.
have to communicate on defense.
Yep.
This defense has gotten burnt. We don't have Eli Apple back there for us, okay? We should not be letting balls go over our head like that. They're not burnt toast.
I saw something. This was a meme. I saw this a while ago. This was like right before the Super Bowl. Saw a meme about Eli Apple. And it said, "Lord, forgive Cooper Kupp for what he's about to do to Eli Apple in Black History Month." And I was like, God, that was like, whoo, man.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And sure as shit.
Yeah, we know how that went.
Yeah, fuck Eli Apple, fuck the Bengals. Bengals are 0-2. That's something. Yay. Anyway.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yes, we will. Okay, so we can't use communication. And also, guys, by the way, there's nothing stuck in my beard. This is a gray hair that is very long, and it's kind of annoying. No. My wife likes my gray hairs. Makes me look distinguished. So,
I guess you don't have a whole lot of gray hairs on top of your head, so she likes the ones in your beard. Ran right into that one.
Anyway, that you had to say something like that. All right. So we'll give key on offense, key on defense, can't use communication. So I'm going to go with an easy one, though, on defense.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this. Endurance. It is hard. It is hard. It is hard. But God, you need to keep your endurance in that fourth quarter. Because it seems like that's when all our breakdowns are in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully our guys have enough energy, and they need to keep that energy into the fourth quarter. So that's mine on defense. Myles Garrett, I need to see you in the fourth quarter.
So you kind of leaned on mine there a little bit, but mine is we need to see someone other than just Myles step up on that defensive line. We need to see some kind of pressure.
Yep.
From somebody else.
You're absolutely right.
Myles is going to be double teamed all game long.
Yep.
This is such a big game for not only the interior guys, but whoever is starting across next, on the other side. Is it going to be Alex Wright? Is it going to be Michael Thomas? Is it going to be Isaac Rochelle? Whoever it is has got to get some pressure.
You're exactly right.
Because they are going to be throwing the kitchen sink at Myles.
Yep.
Because when JD went out last week, JC, they didn't generate any pressure. There was nothing. Winovich tried, but they had nothing.
Yep.
No pressure.
Yep. No,
Flacco was standing tall. And what was the worst thing you can do? let a big arm quarterback like that stand tall in the pocket with zero pressure.
Yep. And
So
we
got to
know,
have somebody else be a different.
and we know if Mitch Trubisky feels pressure, he's going to throw picks.
Yeah.
He's done that his entire career.
Yep.
So on offense, why don't you go first on offense? Why don't you go first?
Okay. Mine's easy. Stop being so damn conservative. When you get a lead, put your foot on their damn throats, run the damn score up.
Okay.
We are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, your rival. This is not a game where we need to make it a 7-point game. If we blow them out by 40, I'm happy. If we blow them out by 30, I'm happy. If we win by less than 7 points, I am unhappy. Get a lead, run the ball down their throats, don't let up, stop making dink and dunk passes, take some shots, run the ball down their damn throats.
Yep.
They can't stop you.
Yep.
No one's been able to stop you.
Yep.
Stop being so damn conservative. Stop it.
For me, spread the ball around. We know what we have in our running backs. We know we have the best running game in the NFL. I mean, we're averaging 200 yards a game rushing the ball, which is astronomically good.
Yep.
And last week we saw a little bit of the passing game come alive. We saw Amari Cooper have a great game. He scored. Amari Cooper was the go-to guy in the passing game. The week before,
he deserved it too.
Right? Yeah, exactly. DPJ was the guy the week before that in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. I know it seems like I always want to say something like that, but it's the God's honest truth. We need to see more packages of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield together. I'm going to see David Njoku make an easy catch.
We want to see him get another chance in the freaking red zone. He almost came down with that catch too.
No, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I want to see the ball get spread around. And I think if we do these things, we can win this game. But I agree with you. I don't want to win by 7. I want to win by 20, 30, 40. Right. Hell, give me 50. You put up 50. They put up 40 points. I will do the next show shirtless.
Oh. I don't know if people want to see that.
I will shave my face. If they put up 40 points against Pittsburgh, I will shave my face. Completely. I'm saying it right now.
Mm-hmm. You know what happened last time?
40.
What happened last time you made a bet on this show?
Well, you know what? It's fine. Did I pay up?
You did.
Exactly. I still get scarred by that. It still sucks. But yeah, I will shave my face completely bald. But we also have to win. 40 points and a win. And my face will be completely clean shaven.
Okay. So I want to make a quick stat thing real quick for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So to kind of get my point about running the ball down their throats and staying aggressive. Week 1, the Jets played the Ravens. They allowed less than 3 yards of carry. Last week, Chubb averaged 5.1 yards of carry. Kareem Hunt averaged 4.5 yards of carry. Brissett averaged 7.2 yards of carry. Don't tell me we can't run the damn ball. Run the ball. Spread the ball around. Spread them out.
Yep.
You have your whole entire offensive line now. There's no excuse that we can't run the ball down their throats.
Yep. I agree.
Run it left. Run it right. Run it right up the middle. Boot action. Deep pass to Amari Cooper. I don't care what you do.
Yep.
Keep your foot on the damn gas. Remain aggressive.
Yep.
Stop playing conservative.
Yep.
That's what I want.
Yep.
I want to see them run the damn score up. Yep. I want to see them beating them so bad they have to put Josh Dobbs. Do to them what the Buffalo Bills did to the Tennessee Titans. That's what I want to see.
Hell yeah. That would be a statement game.
That's what I want.
That would be a statement game for the Browns.
It would.
Yep.
And this team has it in them.
Oh, they do.
This team has the talent. But does this team want to do that?
Yep.
That's the key.
Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's get into our NFL pick'ems this week, shall we?
All right. So following week 2. So after week 1, and it didn't do this last week. After week 1, you were up 10-8. After week 2, I had 9, you had 7. That puts us evenly tied at 17 apiece. So since we are tied, and I'm the reader of the games, I will let you pick first for the first game.
Okay.
It is going to be the Buffalo Bills traveling to the Miami Dolphins. I think this is the game of the week.
100% game of the week, but I am going with the Bills. I'm interested in seeing what that defense looks like against that Miami offense. I love their head coach. I just want to say that.
Mike McDaniels?
Yes, I think he's great. He's turned Tua into a really, really, really good quarterback. And that's saying something compared to what Tua did look like before. So yeah, give me the Bills in that one. It's gonna be a tough game, but give me the Bills. I think the Bills offense is a little bit better than the Miami defense, and I think that's what's gonna give the Bills the edge.
And that Miami defense, or that Buffalo defense is very good.
Yeah.
They made Derrick Henry look like he was chump change.
I also want to say this. I won my fantasy game last week, Mienko.
I cannot say that I did the same.
I can't believe I won.
My fantasy team let me down to no end. I scored less than 90 points.
For me, it came down to the Buffalo defense. And man, they had so the guys
showed up.
We had going into that game, he had one guy playing. I had one, which mine was the Bills defense. He had Singletary with the Bills. And
oh man.
And he was winning coming into that game, not by much, but he was winning.
Right.
And I told you that I wasn't going to play fantasy this year. And then some friends of mine were just like, we need you, please. We need one more. I agreed to it the day of the draft. I didn't have a chance to research anybody about fantasy picks. It's been a minute since I played. I drafted poorly, but I'm 2-0. So
love that.
We'll take that.
I am 0-2.
Oof.
My team scored the third most points in the league week 1. I had one guy scored more points than both me and my opponent. My opponent scored 8 more points than me, and then I scored the third most points. And then this week my team did the complete opposite because Jerry Jeudy went out early. Hunter Henry gave me my defense gave me 3. So I had no shot. And so I am 0-2.
There you go.
And,
all right.
And Dalvin Cook gave me a whopping 7. So I am going to agree with you. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
I had Garrett Wilson bench this week and he put up 30 points. So
that's rough.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Cincinnati Bengals going to the New York Giants. I will go first. I am taking the upset. I'm taking the Jets.
You mean
I'm sorry,
Giants?
it's the New York Jets, no.
Oh.
It is the Bengals versus the Jets.
I'm gonna pick the Bengals again, but God.
Keep picking them. If they're gonna keep losing, keep picking them.
Exactly. And you know what? I hope the Jets obviously win that game, but I'm gonna pick the Bengals. I don't know, man, but they gotta protect Burrow.
Yeah. I agree. That's what he's on pace for 120 sacks.
Yep. Be more than what David Carr dealt with his rookie year, which he was sacked 70.
Wild.
David Carr was sacked 76 times his rookie year.
Yeah, I don't see any way Burrow doesn't break that at this pace.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the next game. I'll let you go first. We have the Las Vegas Raiders going to the Tennessee 0-2 Titans.
Give me the Raiders.
Same. I don't think it's when you have Derrick Henry average less than 3 yards a carry, I think that offense is not good.
I agree.
Losing AJ Brown was the biggest mistake they could have made.
Yep.
So I'm going with the Raiders as well.
And he looks good for Philly too.
Yeah, he does look very good for Philly.
Yeah.
That offense looks scary.
Yep.
Next game is going to be the New Orleans Saints going to the Carolina Panthers. I am gonna go New Orleans because I don't trust anything Baker does.
I agree. Go New Orleans.
Okay. Next is the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the New England Patriots. I am going to go with Baltimore because I think that team is going to have a bounce back game. I think Lamar's going to be pretty pissed off after this week.
I tend to agree with you. I don't trust the Patriots right now.
Yeah, that team's not good.
Yeah. So I do agree that it's going to be Baltimore.
Okay. I'll let you go first for the next one. It is the Detroit Lions going to our friends in Minneapolis for the Vikings.
Listen, I doubted MCDC last week. I doubted this man, and the Lions stepped up.
Is there a but?
But it's not a primetime game, so Kirk Cousins will win. So give me Minnesota. Jordan, you let me down last week. Don't let me down this week.
I could have swore that I remember a guy saying if they let you down this week that you're never going back. I'm actually using your advice that you gave last week, and I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
They're playing some very good offensive football.
They are.
And I know it's Kirk Cousins in prime time, but at the same time, he is so unpredictable.
What is he like 61, 61, 2? Is his record right now? Or it's like 62, wild. 62, 2? Yeah, it's absolutely wild.
All right. Next game. This is, as I stated last week, probably my dark horse for the Super Bowl. I think it's starting to become less of a dark horse now. We have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Washington Commies. I'm taking the Eagles.
I agree with you. I definitely want to take the Eagles on that. I don't trust Carson Wentz one bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. This one I don't really think I need to say much about. I'm going to pretty much lock in your pick. It is the Chiefs going to the awful and dreadful Indianapolis Colts.
I think we know who we're picking. I think that's Chiefs. I mean, I say it for the record, but it's Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be an interesting game, and I would not force my worst enemy to watch it. We have the Houston Texans traveling to the Chicago Bears. And I don't know if you saw it, but did you see a Justin Fields comment that came out yesterday? He said basically the same thing Myles Garrett said, but he said something even worse. He said, I don't see those fans out on the field putting in the work. They should not be booing us. So, for that reason, I am choosing the Texans.
I agree with you. And I also don't like Justin Fields.
I was a fan of him at Ohio State. Not as much of a fan now.
No. Yeah, you don't say shit like that to fans.
No, you don't.
You would be surprised at the work we do. Yeah, we don't, we're not out there lifting weights and playing football.
Right.
But fuck, we're loyal, especially Bears fans. Bears fans are like Browns fans. They are very, very loyal to that team. You don't say shit like that.
I agree. Next game. This could be a good game. It's a divisional game. We have the Rams traveling to the Cardinals.
I know who I'm going to pick.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm picking Arizona.
Okay, I'm picking the Rams.
Awesome. I'm only picking Arizona because of the way that game ended last week.
Yeah.
And I think that they could take that momentum and ride it into this game.
Yeah.
And I think the way that Kyler played in the fourth quarter and in overtime proves that he can bounce back from the game that he had against Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think that the Rams are not what they once were. I think they beat up on a terrible Atlanta team. And I think that they should very much so have a bounce back game. So,
Yeah.
Next is this could be another really good game. The Green Bay Packers against the Mike Evans-less Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who you going with?
Give me Green Bay. I think Tom Brady's going to have a real big problem with spreading the ball around. Doesn't have a whole lot of people to throw the ball to. And Tom Brady just looks like he's not having fun this year.
That's true. I can see that. But I'm going to say, nope, Mike Evans, no problem. Give me the Bucks.
Okay.
Only reason is it's at home. And Brady typically plays really well at home. So I think they have a very good chance to bounce back. They're going to rely on I don't know, obviously I should look this up before I made my decision. I think Godwin will probably have more of a role than what he's had in the past. So if they can get him and Russell Gage back, then I think they have a very good chance to win this game. Obviously, if not, it could be a different story. Next, we have the dreadful, choke-worthy Atlanta Falcons traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. I am going to take the Seahawks only because it's at home. This is the prison inmate game of the week, I think. This is going to be a terrible game.
I agree with you. I'll pick the Seahawks as well.
Next game. This could be an interesting one, I think. We have the 49ers traveling to Denver, Mile High.
I'm picking San Francisco.
Okay.
I like Jimmy Garoppolo. And I just don't trust this Denver team.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No.
And then it came out that they hired Nathaniel Hackett so that they could try and lure Aaron Rodgers because they were close. And like that's just not a good reason to hire somebody. We know that. So yeah, that's I'm choosing Denver only because it's at home. And
Okay.
I think that at some point they're gonna have to let Russ unleash and kind of play his game.
Yep.
But I don't know. That's gonna be rough. I think San Fran can easily win it.
Yeah, I agree.
Next is the terrible Monday night game. I'll be playing video games Monday night because no one cares. It is the New York Giants the Cowboys traveling to the New York Giants. I am picking the Giants because I have to pick somebody in this game. Yeah, that's all I got.
I'm gonna pick the Giants as well. I like what Brian Dable's doing with that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me the Giants. I don't think Cooper Rush has it in him to go
back.
Yeah.
And although I will say this, if Micah Parsons has close to a game like he had against the Bengals, he could absolutely wreck that game.
Oh yeah.
In that fourth quarter, he was playing like a madman.
Yep.
He is a problem.
Yep.
He is a problem.
Yep.
Last game, obviously, is tomorrow night's game. I think we both know who we have winning. I'm obviously going to pick the Browns.
As am I.
Okay. So
what's your score?
I am not giving a score this week because I gave a score last week and we lost. So
we also gave a score first game too.
I'm not jinxing it this week.
Okay, then I won't either.
Okay.
All right, well, guys, that's gonna do it for Load the Box Browns. Hopefully we come to you next week and we're talking about a Victory Wednesday. That's the hope. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't have another game like we did against the Jets because that was awful. But with that being said, I'm Chris Paxitas. That's Eric Mienko. And we'll see you next week. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Whoo, whoo.